father, but you were someone's.
Trust me.
The trailer for The Last of Us opens with haunting silence, broken only by the faint sound of wind moving through the ruins of a fallen city. Skyscrapers stand half-collapsed, streets are swallowed by vines and moss, and the once vibrant signs of civilization are reduced to rust and ruin. A slow pan reveals a broken stoplight swinging in the wind, while a child's toy lies abandoned in a puddle. The mood is instantly heavy. This is a world that has lost its fight, and only fragments of humanity remain. As the screen fades to black, a deep voice begins narrating. It's Joel Miller, a hardened survivor with a past as broken as the world around him. His tone is weary but determined. "You have no idea what loss is," he says, as we see flashes of chaos riots in the streets, military trucks firing into crowds, and infected civilians turning violently on their neighbors. The trailer establishes its world quickly. A fungal pandemic known as the cordyceps infection has transformed humanity into monstrous, zombie-like creatures called the infected. We cut to a wide shot of the quarantine zone, where armed soldiers patrol behind massive concrete walls topped with barbed wire. People wait in long lines for rations, while others barter for medicine and food. A curfew announcement echoes from loudspeakers. This is the last semblance of order, held together by fear. Joel, a smuggler within this dystopia, is introduced through close-up shots: his weathered face, the pistol he hides under his coat, and the distant look in his eyes that tells a story of loss and survival. The music swells as we see Ellie, a teenage girl with a fierce spirit, being escorted through a dark tunnel. She looks up at Joel and asks, "You're the one taking me west?" He doesn't answer immediately, just gives her a cold look. Their unlikely partnership is the emotional core of the trailer. We see glimpses of their journey across a devastated America, burned out cars, shattered bridges, an endless wilderness overtaking human ruins. In one powerful sequence, the trailer flashes between memories of the outbreak's early days and the present. We see scientists failing to stop the spread, governments collapsing, and families torn apart. Then, we return to Joel and Ellie standing in a snowy landscape, surrounded by danger. The cinematography highlights both beauty and despair, the natural world reclaiming its territory while humanity fades away. The trailer introduces the infected through terrifying quick cuts. One charges from the darkness of an abandoned subway tunnel. Another pounds on a metal door as spores drift in the air like dust. The sound design is chilling, with guttural clicking noises that echo in the silence. These creatures are not mindless zombies. They are the tragic result of infection. Their humanity erased, but their rage amplified. Joel and Ellie's bond begins to take shape through dialogue snippets. Ellie tries to lighten the mood with jokes from a tattered book, while Joel, though stoic, slowly begins to care. A moment in the trailer shows him pulling her out of danger as a clicker attacks, followed by a quick cut of him holding her protectively behind cover. Their growing connection is subtle but emotional, showing that survival alone isn't enough. Human connection still matters. A series of action shots follows. Joel fires a rifle at pursuing raiders, a Molotov explodes near a truck, and Ellie fights off an attacker with a knife. Each scene is shot with brutal realism. Every sound, breath, and motion feels heavy with tension. The world they inhabit is unforgiving, and trust is a rare commodity. The editing emphasizes desperation, with rapid transitions between moments of chaos and eerie calm. As the music shifts into a haunting guitar melody, we see a glimpse of other characters. Tess, Joel's partner, warns him, "Once we take this girl, there's no turning back." We see Marlene, the leader of the Fireflies, explaining that Ellie is immune to the infection and might be the key to saving humanity. Her words give purpose to their journey. Ellie isn't just another survivor. She might be humanity's last hope. Midway through the trailer, tension peaks with a violent ambush. Joel and Ellie are attacked by bandits on a bridge. Gunfire, explosions, and screams fill the screen. The camera shakes as Ellie hides, terrified, while Joel fights back fiercely. He's not a hero. He's a man doing whatever it takes to keep her alive. When the fight ends, Joel's breathing is heavy, and Ellie looks at him differently, no longer as a stranger, but as someone she begins to trust. The tone of the trailer darkens again as they venture deeper into the wilderness. They encounter abandoned houses where time has stopped, a family's dinner still on the table, children's drawings on the walls, and overgrown gardens reclaiming the land. A voiceover from Joel says, "People used to live, love, and dream here. Now, we just survive." The line captures the tragic beauty of the story. A broken world still haunted by what it lost. A short but emotional moment shows Ellie discovering a music cassette and putting it in an old Walkman. The sound of a soft 1980s song fills the air as she closes her eyes, escaping the horror for just a moment. The music blends with the haunting score, reminding the audience of innocence lost in a world of violence. The trailer then cuts to a nighttime campfire scene. Joel and Ellie sit silently as embers float into the air. Ellie asks him what he's most afraid of. He hesitates, then says quietly, "Being alone." That simple confession deepens his character and highlights the film's emotional depth. It's not just a survival story, but one about the need for human connection, even in despair. Next, we see a glimpse of winter. Snow covers everything, and Joel trudges through it, wounded and struggling to stay alive. Ellie takes charge, carrying him to shelter and defending him from attackers. Her courage mirrors how far she's come since the beginning. The trailer's pacing slows, giving weight to her determination and the bond they now share. A haunting visual shows a massive city overtaken by nature. Deer walk through broken buildings, and waterfalls cascade over concrete ruins. Humanity's dominance has ended, and the planet is healing in its own cruel way. The contrast between beauty and destruction is mesmerizing, emphasizing the theme that life continues. Just not human life as we knew it. The action intensifies again with scenes of Joel and Ellie battling through fire and chaos. A clicker leaps toward the camera, its face disfigured by fungus. Ellie screams, and the trailer cuts to black with a loud sound of impact. Then, silence followed by Joel's voice saying, "I promised her I'd keep her safe." That line resonates deeply. Symbolizing both his guilt and his redemption, we glimpse the Firefly's headquarters, where Ellie's fate is finally revealed. Scientists prepare for surgery, believing her immunity can produce a cure, but the cost is her life. The trailer doesn't reveal the outcome, instead showing Joel's anguished face as he makes an impossible choice. It's the moment that defines everything, the decision between saving the world or saving the one person who gave him hope again. The next few shots are rapid and emotional. Ellie screaming Joel's name, flashbacks of his daughter Sarah from before the outbreak, and the moment he carries Ellie out of the hospital in a storm of gunfire. The editing is breathtaking, blending tragedy and love in a single cinematic heartbeat. The audience understands that this story is not about heroes, it's about flawed people trying to hold on to something real. As the trailer nears its end, the music shifts to a quiet, haunting version of Take On Me, the song famously associated with Ellie in the game's sequel. The screen shows the two of them walking along an empty highway as dawn breaks. The world is still broken, but there's light ahead. It's a perfect metaphor for hope in the darkest times. The final montage shows lingering moments, Ellie laughing for the first time, Joel teaching her how to use a rifle, and both of them looking at a sunset over the ruins of America. The sound of wind carries the echoes of humanity's past, as if the world itself remembers what it lost. The trailer ends with a single line of dialogue. Ellie asks, "After all we've been through, how can you still believe in people?" Joel looks at her, pauses and says, "Because you're still here." Then, the Max logo fades in, followed by the title, The Last of Us. The final frame lingers on their silhouettes against a dying Suna, perfect blend of tragedy and hope. The emotional weight of the trailer lies not only in its visuals, but in its atmosphere. Every shot feels meaningful, every sound deliberate. The filmmakers have captured the essence of The Last of Us, a world where love becomes both a weapon and a weakness. The pacing of the trailer is a masterclass in storytelling, balancing horror, action, and emotion seamlessly. The performances of Pedro Pascal as Joel and Bella Ramsey as Ellie are showcased with intensity and authenticity. Their chemistry carries the emotional load of the narrative, transforming a post-apocalyptic survival story into something deeply human. Even in a world filled with monsters, the real battle is within the fight to keep one's soul alive. By the end, viewers are left breathless. The trailer doesn't rely on spectacle or CGI. It's grounded, real, and emotionally charged. It's not just a promise of thrilling action, but of a heartfelt journey about survival, loss, and redemption. The haunting visuals and music stay in your mind long after the screen fades to black. The closing moments of the trailer perfectly summarize its message. The world may have ended, but humanity's heart still beats. Joel and Ellie's journey is not about saving the world, it's about saving each other.